Welcome to the Feast Life, where we empower you, the modern homeschool mom, to create a life and homeschool you love, one founded on faith, family, freedom, and fun. I'm your host, Julie Ross, creator of the award-winning homeschool curriculum, A Gentle Feast, and a certified Christian life coach. For more information on today's episode and to access my free gift for you, check out thefeastlife.me. Charlotte Mason once said, "Life should be all living, not a mere tedious passing of time." So on this show, we seek to savor the feast of life. Girl, grab your favorite beverage and pull up a chair. You are welcome at this table. Today, we are going to dive into what are some of the common myths about a Charlotte Mason philosophy and discuss all the things that a Charlotte Mason education is not. Let's see if you've heard any of the myths that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's dive on in. So what is Charlotte Mason education is not? So I hear all the time things and I'm like, I don't think that's what she said. Or I don't know if that's true. So let's just break through some of these myths real fast. Okay, it is not child-led. So even though Charlotte Mason said the work of there's no education except self-education, it's not what would you like to learn today, or letting the child base their whole school around what their hobbies are or what they're interested in. Charlotte Mason had a definite program for what they were to learn. Oftentimes, children do find delight in it, but sometimes it takes time. And sometimes there's just subjects that they're never going to find delight in, and we just do them, just like they have to eat your broccoli. But again, I've been shocked by some of the things I thought my children would never like, that they actually liked once their appetite started to change through this approach. So the children, not the teachers, are the responsible persons. They do the work by self-effort. And there's that quote again, there's no education but self-education. So people take that and they think it means that the child's just directing the whole thing. And that is not true at all, because we have a definite role as a teacher. So our job is to give children a wide range of subjects with the end in view of establishing in each case some one or more of the relations I have indicated. That's those connections. Children learn best from firsthand sources of information, really good books, the best going on in the subject they are engaged upon. Let them get at the books themselves and do not let them be flooded with a warm dilute at the lips of the teacher. The teacher's business is to indicate, stimulate, direct, and constrain to the accruement of knowledge, but by no means to be the fountainhead and source of all knowledge in his or her own person. So we have a definite role, okay? Our kids aren't just deciding, what they want to read or do this day. We are indicating, okay, you're going to read this chapter, and then you're going to come back and narrate to me. Okay, now you have to go and find something outside that you want to put in your nature journal. We're indicating, we're stimulating, we're directing them. But we don't have to know everything. Can I get a hallelujah? Okay, it is not my job to know physics in order to teach my kid physics. They can come to these sources on their own, and they're going to do the hard work of self-education. And as you guys were narrating, some of you even said, this is hard, because you were having to go through, you were having to think about it for yourself. What was important? What was not important? What came first? What came next? You're doing all this higher level thinking skills, which is the work that our children are doing. They're making this information their own by reading and studying it on their own. We don't have to be the ones having all the information and all the answers to teach it to them. So it's a very different way of viewing the teacher versus the student. Today's episode is brought to you by A Gentle Feast. A Gentle Feast offers a complete living books curriculum, an award-winning early reading program, and more tools to equip you to apply Charlotte Mason's timeless philosophy into your modern homeschool. Go to agentlefeast.com to check it out. Smooth and easy days are closer than you think. Another myth I hear all the time is, oh, Charlotte Mason's only for young children. So this is definitely not true. Charlotte Mason had programs going all the way up through age 18. The difference about Charlotte Mason for high school when she was alive was that most boys went to university starting around age 14. So the students that she had for high school, the programs that she wrote for
ages 15 through 18 were mostly for girls, because they wouldn't be able to necessarily go to university. Their parents wouldn't make the investment to send them to some of these private schools for high school. I think that's so cool about Charlotte Mason. And I didn't discover that till much later on, that she really valued that girls were capable of learning this kind of higher information. If you look at her programs for what she included for high school, it is much harder than anything I had in college. Some of the books that I include in my programs for high school are, again, adult level books. So for like British history, it's Winston Churchill's History of the British People. Much harder than anything I read in my college history books. And my girls that went to university, they'd be like, Mom, you had us read all this stuff. Like we had to read like Les Mis, and that was so hard. And in my college English classes, I'm reading Google articles. No joke, I'm not kidding. Okay, they had this like, the English 101 textbook had a bunch of Google articles in it. And they had grown up reading novels this thick. And they weren't really complaining, they were joking, because the college class was so easy compared to what they had read at home. But her view of children was so high that once they get to the high school years, like these are meaty books here, that they're doing this work of self-education on their own. And again, if you have high school kids, try to do some of this stuff, read some of this and try to narrate it for yourself. You'll see how hard it is and why it's so important to break that apart. But yeah, it wasn't just for little kids. We're not just talking about reading these beautiful stories and playing out in nature for little kids, even older kids. And here's the thing, you never know what parts of these feasts is going to connect with your child. So my one daughter that is 20, that's the pre-med student, we actually went to England as her high school graduation present. So we went to Ambleside and we're talking about different things. And I said, you read a lot in your high school years. What was your favorite thing? Like, what do you feel like, what book made the most impact on you? And the book that she chose was called The Girl of Limberlost by Janine Porter. And I was shocked, because that book was for natural history, for nature study. And I was like, why did you pick that book? She goes, well, that book had the biggest impact on me as a human being. And I was like, wow, I would have never thought that would be the book. So you don't know, right? I could have been like, oh, she's in high school, she doesn't need to read natural history anymore. We got to cover all this other stuff. But that was the thing that shaped her the most as a person, which is something we can't duplicate. Okay, another thing that people often say, Charlotte Mason education is not utilitarian. It's not. This is for everybody. Utilitarian being the modern public education system, right? That we are all just trying to kind of have cogs in a machine. If I put all this input in, this is what I'm going to get, like a factory. You put X in, you get Y out. Charlotte Mason had such a high view that every child was unique, that every child is special and created in God's image. And you don't know what it is that they're going to grow up to be or do, but this education prepares them for all different things. She says, but the people themselves begin to understand and to clamor for an education which shall qualify their children for life rather than for earning a living. As a matter of fact, it is the man who has read and thought on many subjects who is, with the necessary training, the most capable, whether in handling tools, drawing plans, or keeping books. The more of a person we succeed in making, the better will he both fulfill his own life and serve society. So I'm preparing my child for life. I'm not preparing them for a career in XYZ. I'm filling them with all these living ideas. I don't know how they will change them as a person. I don't know how they will affect them in their future life. But I know that these living ideas and this beauty will make them a person that no matter what they go into, they're going to be successful. And I will explain a little bit more about that at the very end here. Hey there, Julie Ross here. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like this show, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a positive review in iTunes. This really does help people learn about the podcast. And each month I will pick a winner to receive a free gift. Don't forget to check out all the free resources we created for you at thefeastlife.me. Thank you.